Anyway, so here we are with the Motocross Wheel of Life. Now, the same as the Wheel of Life, it's broken down into the sections. So anyway, I've basically looked at everything and looked at what it takes to be a full, a complete motocross rider, basically. And this is what I've come, I kind of like I say, I've adapted the Wheel of Life to the Motocross Wheel of Life. So once again, I've broken it down into 6 chunks. Or 6 pieces, and that's just basically because this is what I thought was the key, the core parts of you know, what makes a great motocross rider, or let's say a rounded motocross rider anyway. So we have bike techniques, which is one, which is basically, you know, your techniques for starts, straights, corners, jumps, whoops, braking, hills, mud, sand, hard packs, so on and so forth. Fitness, strength. Obviously, you know, holding on to the bike, standing up for long, you know, long periods of time. Endurance, which is basically your distance over the length of a race. Flexibility, which is quite often overlooked, but I think it's very important because this actually helps you from becoming injured. It also helps when you're like really flexible and limber and your bike's swapping all over the place, then you're in one with the bike and you're flowing with the bike rather than being all tight and fighting against it. And then the recovery of the fitness, which I'll go into a little bit more down here when we actually look at full recovery. Nutrition. So once again, that's broken down too. You've got your protein, excuse me, your protein, which is basically the food for your muscles and your tissues for your recovery. The fats, that's also energy, goes along with carbs, and also fat soluble vitamins break down in the fat, so it's necessary to have fats within your diet and your nutrition. Carbohydrates obviously is the #1 energy source. Minerals and vitamins actually actually help the body to function in its full core. Water, our body is obviously made up of 60% water, so obviously keeping, you know, highly hydrated is the optimum. And then roughage, as I don't know if you excuse me, have seen the juicing video that I did, and in that video we're actually taking out the roughage just to get the energy quicker into the bloodstream, but you do need a certain amount of roughage in your diet because that helps to keep your system clean and your dietary system. Bike prep, handling, obviously your suspension, the way your bars are set up, raising or lowering your foot pegs, how high or low your forks are, you know, the rebound, all that kind of stuff, your power delivery. So like back in the day, like there was a lot of riders that, like especially on the 125s and the 250 2-strokes, it was just, you know, clutch city. So you really wanted the bike to like really bite in, you know, mid revs and then pull the whole way through. With a lot of 4-stroke riders, they're like rolling on the throttle. So in that situation, you want the bike to pull all the way through the horsepower. And then maintenance, obviously that's super important because there's no point having these two if, you know, your bike's breaking down because you're not keeping an eye on your chain and your chain's wearing out, your sprockets are wearing out and all this kind of thing. Psychology, sleep, major important. You have to get at least 8 hours of sleep every night. A positive attitude, basically how I look at a positive attitude is I am 100% fit, I am 100% prepared for this race, I am going to get the whole shot, so on and so forth. Support, now this can be from your family to your pit crew to sponsors, and basically, you know, if there's anybody negative within this support system, get rid of them, you know. And obviously if, like, you know, they're your parents and they fund you, then, you know, take them to the side and say, listen, you know, like, it doesn't help when you're negative with me, it doesn't like help to inspire me and encourage me, so just take them to the side. If you need me to speak to your parents, you've got the contact numbers. I have no problem with that. Inspiration, basically you come to your practice session or you come to your meeting and you have a plan. You know, you're gonna, let's say for instance, you're a top 10 rider. Well, you know, this weekend you want to be, you know, each race you want to finish like in the top 7. So you actually come to the race with a plan, and that inspires you. That's your inspiration. That's what you focus on. Same with, you know, with practicing. You know, a lot of people I know, you know, just go to the practice track and they just do laps and laps and whatever, you know. Where, you know, have a plan in mind. Go there and say, you know what, I'm going to practice, just really going to concentrate on my corners. I'm going to give 100% attention to my corners, or to working on my jumps, or or maybe even just, you know, I'm going to do like 3 25-minute motos. So, you know, that is your inspiration. So now you have something to focus on. Knowledge. Basically, that would be something like track knowledge. Like, let's say you've ridden at that track before, and you know these suspension settings work, and this gearing works, and so on and so forth. Recovery. So, post-riding would be like, say, like after each race. So you can kind of like use this to reflect on like after each race, you know, like your morning race, afternoon race, so on and so forth. Post-race day would be your recovery the day after. So actually, let me come back to this because I lost myself there. Post-riding on the recovery would be, let's say you've just done a race now, and you obviously you want to recover from that race. So it would be getting the nutrition into your body that's going to actually replenish all that energy that you just put out. And, you know, also, like, you know, maybe you tweaked your shoulder or something, or, you know, you went into a corner and hit a post or whatever, you know, just get someone to like massage that stuff out. Post-race day, obviously the day after you've raced, same kind of thing. Massages are good, physiotherapy is good. I mean, you can get, you know, just get your girlfriend, boyfriend, parents, whoever to massage. I'm actually going to do some stuff on massage too on another video. Just you know, easy, simple massage techniques to use. Post-exercise, obviously, you know, if you've just, you know, finished a strength training exercise to like build like your strength for holding on for the bike, then once you finish that, the first thing you want to do is get some protein back in your body, because your muscles are going to be torn, and you're basically going to need some food to like help repair those muscles and make them bigger. This is major important. Chill out time. You need some time to like get away from the riding altogether. That could be like hiking out in nature, hanging out with your buddies, going to the lake, going to the beach, just to like completely get away and forget about it, because you need that time for your body and your mind to kind of settle. And then when you come back to it, you've got like, you know, you're totally refreshed and you can look at things a little bit different. So basically, that's quite a lot of information there, but it's broken, like I say, down into the 6 different areas. So let's say, for instance, like you've got your bike techniques, which is here. Now, you know, you're really good on starts, you're good on straights, you're good on corners. Like, you're good on mostly all of these things, apart from, you know, maybe the sand you're not really good at. So you've got 0 in the middle here, and you've got a 10 out here. So basically, you just mark it. So let's say you were a 9 in that department, right? You look at your fitness. Your fitness is okay. You know, you're pretty strong, pretty flexible, but your endurance isn't so good. So let's mark that as maybe a 6. Nutrition. You basically have no idea about nutrition. You just, you know, eat whatever, you know, whatever you feel like eating, whenever you feel like eating it. And you feel like, you know, halfway through the day you're just exhausted. You're just like completely, just don't have any more strength left. So we give nutrition maybe, I don't know, let's give it a 3, should we? Or call it a 2. Bike prep. You're pretty on with your bike prep. You know, this isn't all about like having like the latest gizmo and you know, having like the full pro circuit bike and the full pro circuit, you know, suspension and whatnot. It's just having the bike dialed into how you like it. We can always improve things. We can always squeeze that like extra bit of handling out of there, that extra bit of power out of there. But you know, you're just excuse me, you're just working within your means. So let's say you're handling your power and your maintenance. Yeah, that's rock and roll. So let's give that, where we bike prep, let's give that a 9, because we can always improve it with those aftermarket things. Okay, psychology. This is a huge one. Actually, I would say this is probably, obviously you need these, but I would say probably psychology is the number one thing. I mean, you look at like the Ricky Carmichaels, the Bubbas. The Bubba's been a bit like skew with these last couple of years, but the Ricky Carmichaels, the Jeremy McGraths, all these kind of people, their psychology, their positive attitude is just, it's way out there. I mean, if you look at some of the videos on YouTube of Ricky Carmichael, not just practicing, but putting in like his training regimes are unbelievable. Alden Baker really knows how to like get in there and tweak him. And his positive attitude, that he believes he can do it, and he knows what he has to achieve to be number one. This is all down to psychology, and obviously his support system and his inspiration, his knowledge, and the sleep, you know. This is way up there, but I would probably say that psychology is probably the last one out of all of these in priority for most riders. Recovery, that's another good thing too. A lot of people overtrain and they're just basically they're just exhausted. You know, they don't give their bodies enough time to recuperate. So anyway, back to psychology. So I would pretty much say let's give it an 8, shall we? Okay, so we got an 8. And then recovery, if you think you're pretty good at recovery, I guess no, maybe let's give that 5. So basically, this is your wheel here. Maybe you can go as far as just giving you this here. Okay. It's a pretty wonky wheel, really, isn't it? So obviously we need to work on our recovery, we need to work on our nutrition, and you know, at least bring those out in line with these. But you know, as you can see, this is an amazing tool to basically like assess your strengths and like your areas that you need to work on. And obviously, like I said, we're trying to get it like nice and smooth. I don't like to say like areas of strength and weaknesses, because weaknesses is a negative term. Look at, you know, areas to work on. Yeah, so that's about it. So that's basically the Motocross Wheel of Life, and this I think is probably the most powerful tool that I think that you can use. I mean, you can use it pre-season when you're getting ready for a new season. You can use it in season, before and after each meeting to assess, okay, at this, you know, that last meeting, what happened? Well, you know, I was really fast and stuff. I felt like I was, you know, definitely lacking in my fitness and my recovery. My bike wasn't handling too well. So you can actually do a Motocross Wheel of Life for each meeting. And then let's say you have a meeting coming up, and then you can basically say, okay, well, last time I was at this track, you know, it was in sand, and we definitely didn't have the handling down, and so on and so forth. So this is like a totally valuable arsenal to have, and I guarantee there's no one out there that has this. I will guarantee there's probably a lot of pro teams that don't even have this. So look to see this being implemented everywhere now. So anyway, there you go. This is Paul Richards from Freedom 7 Motocross, and this is another introduction into the Motocross Wheel of Life. If you have any questions, any comments, you can leave them at the bottom of this video. You can hit me up, Freedom 7 Motocross on Facebook. You can hit up freedom7motocross.com. My phone numbers and my emails are, excuse me, are on the website. So, you know, take care, and I'll see you soon.